Good morning, everyone. This is Katie from the Tulsa Zoo. We're going to get ready and start a craft in just a minute here. We're going to give a few minutes so people can pop on and join us to make our craft today. I am live from the Tulsa Zoo today, so we're going to have a really exciting craft come up, but we're going to give it a couple minutes for our friends to join us so they don't miss anything, and we'll get started. So if you go to our website, tulsazoo.org, you will find all of the activities that we're posting throughout the week. We posted them all on Monday, but the craft that we're doing today is the Winter Summer Arctic Fox. So that is available on our website, tulsazoo.org/kids. So you can find this activity. If you miss anything, you can print it out and follow the instructions, or you can just replay the video because we'll post this later as well. But I just want to give a couple shout outs for the craft last week, our frog craft. I saw some really great shots, some pictures on our website of kids that have already done this. So I loved that pink and blue frog that we saw from one little viewer. And then Chris, I saw your yellow frog. It's awesome. It looks just like a Panamanian golden frog. Panamanian golden frog. So that's a hard word to say, but from Panama. So that's where you can find those frogs. But it looks just like that. Awesome job. So keep up the good work. Also, since this craft has been up since Monday, I have seen a picture of some kids that did this craft as well and posted a picture. So I love to see that. So if you guys do this craft, please post your pictures. That was Nanny Laura's kids, the kids that she nannies for. Great job, guys. Those look awesome. Okay, so are you ready to get started? Crafts with Katie. Woo! You ready? Okay, so what we're gonna need for this craft, you can print the directions, you can follow along with this video. So directions, tulsazoo.org/kids. What else we're gonna need, I'm gonna put those down there. You're gonna need paper plate, just a regular paper plate. You're gonna need some glue, and then you're gonna need some scissors, crayons, and some optional things that you don't necessarily need, but if you want to have them, some pom-poms. These are gonna be noses, and my favorite part, every craft I do pretty much has googly eyes, because I love them so much. So googly eyes, again, don't need the pom-poms, you don't need the googly eyes, you can just draw them or cut them out of construction paper, but that would be your choice. So there's no wrong way to do this. You can interpret this however you would like. But what our finished craft is going to look like, it's the Winter Summer Arctic Fox. So we've got our summer, I've got a bit of a glare, we've got our summer Arctic Fox here. He's kind of brownish, grayish, so we can camouflage. And then in the winter, of course, it snows, right? So he wants to blend in still, and then he's all white. Let's check that out. If I hold him back here, let's see it. So winter, summer, reversible. Got both seasons. All right, so let's get started, okay? All right, so we're gonna take our paper plate here. Now, with paper plates, you usually have one side that's a bit glossy and one side that's not glossy. It's usually the glossy side is the side you put the food on. I prefer to color on the non-glossy side. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. That's just what I prefer. So I like to color on the non-glossy side. Let me pull this back a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Okay, all right. So what I do is I kind of flatten the plate a little bit so it's easier to color, and then you're gonna color. So like I said, Arctic foxes in the summertime, they kind of range. Some people see them more as a bluish gray, some people see them more as a brown. So if you want to do a mix of the two, the first one I did a more brown one, and I think I'm gonna do a more gray one this time. So gray crayon, and you're just gonna color the entire plate. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and check out our other videos that we did this week. We had Monday Fun Day, and we did a little introduction about foxes with some biofacts and things. And then on Tuesday, we had a Tour Tuesday, and we followed Miss Lisa into the desert building, and we got to meet the fennec foxes. So they're pretty cool. And And then yesterday we, of course, were out in front of Alex exhibit, our Arctic fox named Alex, and we had story time out there, and we got to meet one of our other cold weather animals, a chinchilla. So that was pretty cool. And then today you're with me making our Arctic fox craft. So what you remember, you were just coloring the whole entire plate until it's coloring on the table. Make sure when you're doing these crafts that you do them in a place maybe it can get a little messy or it's easy to clean up after. So you could always put some paper down underneath to save the surface, your table surface. All right. Now remember, Arctic foxes, their hair kind of goes so if you want to color in different directions to kind of give that hairy kind of texture, you can do that. But here you go. Here is my Arctic fox colored plate. All right, so here we go. Plate, colored. Now what we want to do is take our scissors and we want to cut the plate kind of roughly in half, okay? So you can see how I cut my plate roughly in half. I did round it a little bit, and that's just so it gives more of a body, because animals tend not to be perfectly straight. They tend to be a little more round. So you just want to take your scissors and cut roughly in half, a little bit rounded, just like so. And this is going to become the body of our Arctic fox, okay? We can set that aside for now. And we're going to cut the rest of our pieces before we start assembling. So you're going to take the other half, and it does have a bit of a bend, and that's okay. What you want to do is just cut a bit of a pie shape off, like that. And that's going to be its head. And what I like to do is just take the piece that I just made and hold it up to the plate again, and we're going to cut another pie shape. Okay. Now if you make this a little bit smaller, a little bit larger, it's okay. It's your craft. You can kind of make it how you want to make it. Do your own thing with it. Interpret it how you want to do it. Every fox is a little bit different, just like every craft fox is going to be a little bit different, right? So now we have two pie shapes. All right, we got our pie shapes. We need, what else? Ears, right? So we're going to just cut a little snippet off here to make an ear. Gray side, white side. And then I use my ear, so I have two identical ears. Just put that, that's not working. I just put that up against the edge of the plate, and then I can cut another ear, and they're roughly the same size. Okay, so we've got our heads, two heads because it's reversible, remember? Our body, our ears. We need legs, right? So we'll cut 4 legs. Nothing special about the legs. I cut 4 little, 1, 2, 3, 4 little slits on the edge of the plate, like that. And then I just cut over, and they'll all fall off. So, and then you just have to find them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 legs. Okay. Then, what else are we missing? It's tail, right? So we need to make a tail. So, tails are kind of big and bushy in the fox world, right? So we want to kind of round it out a little bit, all from the same plate. Now, if you run out of plate, just get another plate, color it again, and use pieces from there. So it doesn't have to be one plate, but you can make this craft with one plate. All right, so there we go. That's our tail, big and bushy. All right, so now we're gonna start assembling it. Get this out of my way. Ooh, I knocked the glue over. I'm not the most graceful. So, okay, get this out of the way. So we have our body of our fox, gray side, white side, and we're gonna start on the gray side. So have the gray side facing up. You see that in the picture? We're gonna take our glue, choose one of the heads, it doesn't matter which head, and you're gonna put a little glue. Technical difficulties. Excuse me, My glue is not working. Okay, let's try again. Still not working. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the glue. Yay! This is very dangerous, be very careful. Not really dangerous to hurt yourself, but dangerous that it could get a little messy. Okay, so I'm gonna take the top off. We're gonna dab some glue on there. There we go, that's probably a little too much, but that's okay. When they say a little dab will do ya, I don't follow that rule. All right, so we're gonna take our head and glue it onto our body, like so. Now remember, I put a little too much glue, so it's a little bit runny and it's moving a little bit, but there you go. Now remember, you do have to wait for these things to dry. It is glue, so you have to wait for it to dry to really like play with it. But there is our head. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it over to the white side, and we're gonna glue on our ears next. So put a little glue on your ears, a little glue, a little bit of glue, not a mountain of glue. All right, and you wanna put, I put it on the wrong side. So we're gonna try again. There we go. All right, so I put it on the gray side. You just put it on the bottom of the ear, on the gray side, because remember where the white side is showing, so you want the gray side to be on the back side now of your craft. So you're gonna put some on each ear, like that, and stick that on. Okay, and there we go. Look just like that. Okay. Then we're gonna take our second piece of head and we're gonna sandwich the ears and the body plate together. So we want the white side to show on the white body side. So we're gonna put glue on the gray side. I'm not gonna tip that over because that would be bad. Ooh. Okay, so there we go, just like so. Gonna put that on there. And right now we have our gray body. It might fall apart because it's still gluey. And then our white side. Check that out. All right, now our tail. I put it on the wrong side again. I'll just wipe it off. That way, okay. Gray side. White side's facing up, so I want to put it on the gray side. Okay, there we go. Glue that tail. The tail doesn't often like to stick for some reason, so you might have to leave it laying down or the tail might fall off. Same thing about the legs. It's a little bit harder to get them to stick on the rim of the paper plate because it's not flat, completely flat. It's like a little bit corrugated. So, and then we're gonna put on our legs. So again, we're putting it on the gray side because the white side is facing up. So then I can just glue the legs down. And sometimes if you do put a little too much glue on, you can wipe it off, or if you just let it sit for a couple seconds, the glue will get a little bit tackier, and it's easier to stick when it's a bit tackier. My hands are all sticking together because I got glue all over my hands. All right, put those on there, like so. Look at that. He's ready for winter. He's got a big tongue. Yeah, he's ready. Okay, so last but not least, we need to add eyes and a nose. And that's where my googly eyes and my pom-pom come in. So we're gonna take our pom-pom, and since this craft is reversible, we're actually gonna do it on both sides. So we're gonna put our nose on, like so. Okay, I'm trying very hard not to move him too much because he is wet, so he could fall apart if I hold him up. Then we're gonna do our eyes. Woo. Luckily this glue dries clear because I got it everywhere. There we go. And so reversible craft, this is our winter side, right? And we're gonna flip it around and do the same thing on our summer side. Is anybody following along with me? Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? It's okay, because you can rewatch it if you need to. See a step. All right, and we're gonna put our nose on. There we go, there we have it. We have our fox. All right, so we have our Arctic fox in the summer and our Arctic fox in the winter. Now, there are lots of different kinds of foxes, right? So you could make your fox however you want. So if you don't want to do an Arctic fox, you can do another type of fox. Or you can do an imaginary fox if you wanted. Now, I was thinking about some foxes, and I decided to go ahead and make a red fox. So I made a red fox here. So he's kind of a brownish red. He's not reversible because they don't change colors, but this is a one-sided fox. I like how he's kicking up his leg a little, like, hey. And then he's got that white tuft on the end of his tail. See, you can decorate it how you want to. And then I was thinking, what if you don't have paper plates at home? You know, what else could you use? So look around your house, see if you can find anything. You could always cut a circle out of a piece of white paper, or I found coffee filters. So I used a coffee filter to make a little fennec fox. See, my fennec fox has huge ears because fennec foxes have big ears. And there's my little fennec fox. So interpret the craft how you want to do it. You do you. It's your craft. You can make them. If you want to have a rainbow fox, do it, because that's awesome, because I love rainbows. So, all right. Well, we are done our craft for the day. I really appreciate you guys watching and seeing our video of how to make our fox. I don't know if you can hear it, but the Siamangs are calling right now out in the zoo. So we're still here at the zoo. Siamangs are calling. They're enjoying this beautiful weather. Remember, for these activities, you go to tulsazoo.org/kids. Okay? And we'll see you again next week with crafts.